Can the booking calendar in HighLevel be used for managing restaurant reservations?
I'm looking to set up a system for restaurant reservations and bookings.
Does anyone know if a restaurant booking system can be set up in HighLevel to accommodate reservations for 2 or 3 people?
Yes, I kept coming across this question in the HighLevel community, whether in the Facebook group or the developer group. Restaurant owners and agencies kept requesting restaurant reservations in HighLevel. But little did they know, we can set this up with the current HighLevel features. Not only that, imagine those same calls being handled flawlessly by an AI assistant, one that never gets tired, never makes booking errors, and works around the clock. Listen to how effortlessly this AI manages a reservation.
Hello?
Thank you for calling Salad Up Restaurant. This is John speaking. How may I assist you today?
Hello, I'd love to book a reservation.
I'd be happy to help you with that. What date and time would you like to reserve?
Monday at 11 a.m.
Got it. And how many people will be in your party?
For 2 people.
All right, one moment while I check our availability for Monday at 11 a.m. for 2 guests. Great news. We do have availability for 2 guests on Monday, March 10th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Would you like me to reserve this table for you?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
All right, to complete your reservation, may I have your first name, please?
Sure, my first name is Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Could I get your last name as well?
My last name is Smith.
Perfect, Adam Smith. I see your phone number is 16262250577. Is this the best number to reach you regarding your reservation?
Yes, that works for me.
Great. Finally, Adam, what email address should I send your reservation confirmation to?
My email is adamsmith@gmail.com.
Thank you, Adam. One moment while I confirm your reservation. Thank you for making a reservation with us at Salad Up Restaurant. We look forward to serving you on Monday, March 10th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, the call is complete. Now let's check HighLevel. The contact has been created, and if we click on it, we can see that all the details were captured correctly and the AI successfully booked the table. That's exactly what I'm going to show you how to build today. This AI-powered restaurant reservation system has helped my clients save an average of 15 hours per week in staff time while nearly eliminating booking errors. The best part? You can set this up yourself in less than an hour with the tools I'm about to share. Sound good? Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm thrilled to share AI automation solutions that actually work in real-world business settings. Today, we're building an amazing voice AI system that completely automates restaurant reservations and syncs seamlessly with HighLevel's calendar. And the best part, you can do this with no coding experience. Here's what we're covering. How to structure a reservation calendar in HighLevel for flawless table management. How to set up RetellAI for supernatural sounding phone conversations. How to use N8N to check table availability and instantly make bookings. And finally, how to bring it all together into a fully automated hands-free system. This tutorial is perfect for restaurant owners, marketing agencies, or anyone looking to build powerful voice AI solutions. Whether you're a total beginner or already familiar with these tools, I've designed this to be easy to follow while still diving into some advanced techniques. If this sounds like exactly what you need, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we've got more game-changing AI automations coming your way. For those who want a quicker setup, great news. I've created an N8N template and HighLevel snapshots that you can access right now through the link in the description. And here's the best part. The first 100 people to join my SKOOL community will get a locked-in price of just $29 per month with full access to all resources. If you're new to HighLevel, I've got something awesome for you. Use my affiliate link in the description to sign up, and you'll get free access to our SKOOL community. Sound good? Now let's get started with the actual implementation. Let's start by setting up our restaurant reservation system in HighLevel. Here is the Reserve Your Table group. And as you can see, we have 4 different personal calendar types under this group. Table 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each table is set up for a specific party size. Table 1 is for parties of 2. Table 2 is for parties of 4. Table 3 is for parties of 6. Table 4 is for parties of 8. In a real restaurant scenario, You'd likely have more tables, but this structure demonstrates the concept perfectly. Here's the key concept. We're using personal calendars rather than service calendars. Why? Because personal calendars allow us to create non-conflicting availability for different tables. Next, we need to create separate users for each calendar. I'll create 4 users, 1 for each table size. And here's a pro tip. The email doesn't have to be real. Something like table1@gmail.com works just fine. Now, I'll create a calendar group called Reserve Your Table. This makes it easy to embed the reservation system directly on your website if needed. When a customer books table 1, that specific time slot becomes unavailable, but tables 2, 3, and 4 remain open. Now let's set up our Voice AI call flow in Retell. This will handle actual phone conversations with customers. Our call flow consists of a few key nodes. First, we start with a greeting and purpose identification. If the user says they want to book a reservation, we move to the next node to collect the date and time for the reservation, followed by a node to determine the party size. Once the user provides these 2 parameters, we move to the next node, a tool that checks table availability. After successfully confirming availability, we proceed to a node that collects customer information. Here, we gather essential details such as the first name, last name, phone number, and email. Once these details are collected, we move to the next tool that creates the actual reservation. Finally, after the reservation is successfully created, we deliver the end script. It's that simple. But here's where the real magic happens. We use N8N to create tools that seamlessly integrate with the Retell conversation flow. This enables our AI to check availability and make reservations in real time. Let me open the settings so you can see what's happening. Here's the tool name, and the description reads, checks table availability at Salad Up Restaurant for a specified date, time, and party size, using the current system time as a reference to ensure all reservations are made for future time slots. The date and time format must follow ISO 8601 with the Los Angeles time zone. Table assignments are based on party size. Parties of 1 to 2 use a table for 2. Parties of 3 to 4 use a table for 4. Parties of 5 to 6 use a table for 6. Parties of 7 to 8 use a table for 8. The maximum party size is 8 guests. See how specific I am in the tool description? This ensures the AI understands exactly what information it needs to collect and how to format it correctly. Lastly, we'll need 2 parameters in JSON format. Date time, type string, the reservation date and time in ISO 8601 format. Party size, type integer, the number of guests for the reservation. Both parameters are required for the tool to function. Now, for the really powerful part, we're going to build N8N workflows that handle table availability checking and reservation creation. But before I explain the automation, let's talk about HighLevel version 2 OAuth tokens. There are tutorial videos that take around 30 minutes to set this up, which can be time consuming. But if you want a faster setup, I've built a high-level snapshot that makes it way easier. If you click the link in the description below and join my SKOOL community, we'll lock the price at $29 per month for the first 100 people, and all resources will be available there. For this OAuth snapshot, here's how it works. 1, import the snapshot and create a new subaccount using it. Add a contact for the subaccount you want to connect to. 3, enter the company email. 4, follow the detailed video guide available in SKOOL, and you'll get an access token in the custom field, which you can use to call the HighLevel API. Now let's jump into the N8N workflow that powers the Available Table tool. The first node kicks off with a webhook, triggered when the Find Available Table tool is called. The webhook receives the request with 2 parameters, date, time, and party size. Next, we format those variables using the Edit Fields node, and then the Code node converts start time and end time into epoch time, a format required to run API calls later. Now let's talk about the Get Access Token node. This node is the key to running the Get Free Slots node later. In order to access the restaurant's availability, we need the HighLevel V2 access token. The Get Access Token node pulls this token from the custom fields of the contact created during the OAuth subaccount setup from the snapshots we configured. To do this, we refer to the V1 documentation for retrieving a contact by ID, because V1 allows us to use the same API key from the subaccount. Once the API returns the access token, we're ready to make HighLevel V2 API calls. Now here's where the automation gets really smart. The request is routed to the correct calendar based on the party size. The switch node checks the party size and directs the request to the appropriate table. If the request is for a party of 2, it will check the table 1 calendar. If it's for a party of 4, it will route the request to table 2, and so on. If you want to explore how the Get Free Slots node works in more detail, check out the HighLevel V2 documentation under Calendars, Get Free Slots. This node requires 3 key parameters: the calendar ID, start date, and end date. You can find the calendar ID for table 1 in the HighLevel calendar settings. The start date and end date are retrieved from the previous code node. For the authorization token, we use the access token obtained from the Get Access token node. Once the API runs, it returns an array of available time slots. Since dates are constantly changing, we can't send this array directly to the AI agent. Instead, we convert it into a string, making it easier for the AI to read and process the available slots. Next, the AI agent determines whether the user's requested time is available. The prompt instructs the AI to compare the requested time with the available slots and generate a structured response. The output includes availability status, requested time, a confirmation or denial message, all available slots for the requested day, suggested alternative time slots if the requested time isn't open. Right after the prompt, you'll see 2 input messages, one for available time slots and one for the user's requested time. This is where we dynamically insert the formatted available slots from the previous node and the requested time from the webhook into the AI's prompt. Now let's run a test call to make sure everything works smoothly.
What date and time would you like to reserve?
Monday at 11 a.m.
Got it. And how many people will be in your party?
For 2 people.
All right, one moment while I check our availability for Monday at 11 a.m. for 2 guests. Great news. We do have availability for 2 guests on Monday, March 10th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Would you like me to reserve this table for you?
Yes, that sounds perfect.
Great. The test call is complete. Now, let's jump over to Retell's call history. Here you can see the tool invocation and the parameters sent to the webhook. If you click on the tool result, you'll find the JSON output with all the details returned by the workflow. How's this tutorial going so far? Let me know in the comments if I missed anything or if you have any questions. Let's move on. If we go back to the Retell workflow, you'll notice 2 branches after the Find Available Table tool is called, one for available slots and one for unavailable slots. If a slot is available, the AI asks the customer if they want to proceed with the booking. If they confirm, we move to the next step to collect their information, such as name, phone number, and email. If the requested time isn't available, the AI suggests alternative slots from the JSON result. If the customer selects one, we move forward to collect their details. If the customer requests a different day, no problem. We simply send them back to the tool node to check availability for the new date. All right, let's walk through what happens once the customer provides their booking details. First, there's a simple check to see if the user has provided their first name, last name, email, and phone number. If they have, we move on to the next step, which is actually making the reservation. To understand how this works, let's open up the Create Reservation function. This function is responsible for creating the reservation at Salad Up Restaurant using the customer's details. The description starts with, creates a new reservation at Salad Up Restaurant with the provided customer and booking details. The rest of the description is similar to the Find Available Table function. For the URL input, the link comes from the N8N webhook, and all we have to do is copy and paste it. When it comes to parameters, we are working with 2 main sets of details. The first set includes customer information such as first name, last name, phone number, and email. This information is needed to create a contact in HighLevel. The second set includes booking details, such as the reservation time and party size, which are required to confirm the reservation. Now let's switch over to N8N and open the Create Reservation workflow. At first glance, it might seem a bit more complex than the Find Available Table workflow, but the logic remains the same, especially when handling errors. Most of these nodes are already in use in the Find Available Table process. Once the webhook is triggered and sends all the necessary details, We use the Edit Fields node to format the data correctly. There is also a code node that converts the start and end times into epoch format. In addition, the Get Access Token node retrieves the access token needed to authenticate the HighLevel API version 2. This workflow requires multiple API calls to function properly. The first API call searches for the contact in HighLevel using the phone number provided by the customer. If the customer is not found in the system, another API call is made to create a new contact in HighLevel. Once the contact is available, the next API call books an appointment slot in the HighLevel calendar. If the booking fails, an error handling process is triggered. This process calls another API to check for available time slots and suggests alternative options to the customer. And that's how the reservation process works from start to finish. Now let's go step by step through each API call, starting with the Search Contact node. This node looks up a contact using the phone number extracted from the Edit Fields node. If you need more details on this process, refer to the HighLevel documentation under Contacts. Search Contacts. In this node, we make a post request using the access token retrieved from the previous node. The JSON body includes the page number, page limit, location ID, and the customer's phone number as a filter. If you're unsure where to find the location ID, go to HighLevel, Settings, Business Profile, and copy the ID from there. The API response returns a total value, which determines the next step in a switch node. If total equals 1, a matching contact is found, and we retrieve the contact details. The workflow then moves to a code node, which extracts the contact ID. If total equals 0, the workflow moves to the Create New Contact node, where we use the customer's details to create a new contact in HighLevel. For reference, you can check Contacts, Create Contact in the HighLevel documentation. This is another post request that requires the location ID, first name, last name, email, and phone number. Once the API executes, we retrieve the contact ID for the newly created contact. To keep the workflow efficient, we use a code node to ensure we always get the correct contact ID, whether it comes from the Search Contact node or the Create Contact node. Now that we have the contact ID, we move to the Book Appointment node. Before proceeding, another switch node ensures the workflow follows the correct path, just like in the Find Available table workflow. For the Book Appointment API call, please refer to the HighLevel V2 documentation for a detailed guide. Navigate to Calendar Events and select Create Appointment. You can find all the information you need to run this API in the documentation. Let's open the node in N8N to see what happens in the Create Appointment step. In this node, we make a post request using the access token retrieved from the Get Access Token node. In the JSON body section, we need the following information: calendar ID, location ID, contact ID, mapped from the contact ID code node, start time, which comes from the formatted edit field, title, set to the customer's name from the formatted edit field. Once we run the API, the response will include appointment details, and the appointment status will be confirmed. When this is successful, we send the result back via the Respond webhook. What happens if the booking fails? If the booking fails, the node will respond with an error message. To handle this, go back to the node settings, set on error to continue. A separate branch will be created for errors. At this point, we call the API to retrieve other available slots for the day and send those options to the AI agent for further processing. This is set up exactly like the Find Available table workflow. That's a complete overview of the Create Reservation tool. Now we have a fully functional Voice AI restaurant reservation system. I hope you found this video helpful and learned something new. Since I'm just starting out with tutorial videos, I'd really appreciate your feedback in the comments. It'll help me improve future content. Before you go, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're about to dive into an even more powerful setup in the next video. We'll cover how to handle multiple tables for each party and implement a system that attempts to book different tables, even if some are already reserved. I'll walk you through the entire process in detail. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.